y'all want another video? Oh, y'all want another video?
Y'all were praying that she would go home, and I'm talking about prayers answered. Baby. I was like, well, it's got to be her. Oh well, let's go ahead and get on to tonight's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 10, Episode 8, Cher, the Unauthorized Rusical. Oh. When I think of Cher, I get Jack from Will and Grace and that whole Cher episode. We'll get into that later because trust me, I'm going to go off topic for that. So, hey, it's your boy Matty Rants here. Thanks for joining me. Remember the links below. Go ahead and click subscribe. Y'all know that if you follow me on Instagram, I do lives. We talk about Drag Race. We talk about other things too. We get into the nitty gritty. So make sure to join me there as well, okay? And that's at Matty Rants at Instagram. Now, let's get into the episode. The Vixen walks in. Negative, 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 negative. I think the girls hate me. They all hate me. This is why. Blame, 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 blame. Okay, cool. We got it. Great. Okay, great. All right, next. All right, so then the next day, flying over to Rue. Actually, Chad Michaels makes an appearance as Cher. And here's me, y'all. When Chad Michaels showed up on that screen, I thought to myself, so is Chad going to be also choreographing this? Is Chad going to be one of the guest judges too? Should be one of the guest judges since pretty much that's the queen you go to for Cher. You know what I'm saying? Like, has had work done to give Cher. But alas, we get a Cher moment from Chad, which was great to see. RuPaul comes in all his bald-headed glory. Hello, hello, hello. And tells them that they're going to do a slapping challenge. Or slapping mini challenge, I should say. The slapping mini challenge is based off of Seasons 2. It's based off of Season 2 with Tyra Sanchez, Raven, and Jujubee when RuPaul slapped the hell out of them. That was a great episode. But everybody kind of gave womp jokes except for a couple of people. And no, I'm lying. Everybody's jokes were womp. I didn't find anybody's funny. Even Eureka saying HD, I was like, girl, that's for y'all, not for Rue, because, honey, they blur out her hairline. And for those who brought that up in the comments section, I had to look back. You're correct. They did blur out her hairline. I was like, girl, did y'all catch that tea? Like, who in the editing was like, right there, just cut it. It was funny. But yeah, a lot of them really didn't have that great of jokes, but it still was entertaining that most of them were coming for Rue's age and whatever, right? So Miss Cracker kind of had a great gut-punching moment where she got to act that out a little bit and you know, et tu, Rue, et tu, and fall out on the ground. I thought that was great. And then we get to Asia, and she was da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I said, okay. Talking about what you... I think something like, but you hit like a girl, or something like that. I don't know. It was cute. But then when Ruth slapped her, which was supposed to be a fake slap, that good old long reach, because if RuPaul ever wanted to play basketball, you know he'd be picked first. Baby, that hand went and grappled that face. Now, I thought to myself, what if one of those nice teeth, that good old trident gum tooth fell out of her mouth? I would have gagged. And Asia, if I were you, I'd have laid on that ground and not moved one bit. I'd have sued. But no, I wouldn't have. I've been too happy to be on the show. But that was still a great moment. And of course, Aquaria getting slapped by Asia for saying her birth date was a good moment too. But Asia ends up winning the mini challenge, and they're told that they're doing Cher, the Unauthorized Rusical. I mean, they had to get that from Chad Michaels showing up as Cher, right? And everyone's assigned a different Cher to be. Now, Cameron is given 60s Cher. Asia and, I'm sorry, not Asia. Monet and the Vixen were giving 70s variety show Cher. Like different points of the variety show, right? So one was giving you Indian headdress Cher, and the other one's giving you Jackson 5 Cher, which if y'all haven't seen Cher dance with the Jackson 5, please do yourself a favor and look up that video. It's pretty magic because with all the mayonnaise and Cher, baby, she was cutting up. I don't care what anybody say. Miss Thing was, she was out there just digging, honey. I lived. It was cute. And the way she did her hair, I was like, girl, how do I take that? But Cher is Cher. Cher is legendary, honey. Now, Aquaria was given disco Cher. Asia, now I'm doing this correctly, was given movie star Cher. And then, Eureka was given Rockstar Cher, and Miss Cracker did Comeback Cher. Now, I'm hoping I'm going to say this correct. Moonstruck is, I believe, the name of the Cher movie that I guess Asia was getting her movie star reference from. I mean, she could have done Witches of Eastwick, Miss Thing. I was like, why is that the one? But I get it because that was where the lyrics were already at. She had to sing that part. But girl, I live for Witches of Eastwick. Tell me if you do too, because that's really one of the best movies. Okay, everybody's gotten a good role. Like, of course, they're prepared for this in advance to who they're going to be. Let's be honest about it. It's not like it's their first day. Like, oh, I have to be that Cher? No, you've been told. So you've been able to be somewhat prepared for this until you get to choreography and have to literally sing it out, right? Okay. So, of course, everybody has their idea of what they think they should do for Cher. But a lot of them were kind of missing the point. It's like, especially the Vixen, in a sense, was sort of giving you the, well, I don't know this Cher. I'm always the Vixen doing this. And it's like, well, girl, you have to learn to embody the role. I mean, even Aquaria was in the same boat where it was like, I don't get it, but I'm going to give me and it's going to be enough. It's like, no, you need to do Cher. Asia, the same. Well, I don't know. And I'm thinking to myself, come on, sis. Cher, damn it. Like, there's so many references to do with Cher. So many music videos, so many interviews. There's enough material out there. And shout out to them for putting Sonny Bono and through everybody's skit almost. It was really cute. I thought that was great. I was like, oh, Sonny. But Ru was trying to give the girls the gospel, and they weren't hearing the word, baby. And that was sort of bothering me. I said, oh, this is not going to be a good episode. I mean, even when they went through Cameron's run-through, Cameron... we all thought you were going to be horrible, girl, because that singing wasn't there. And then even Eureka's impression of Cher at that point was like, no, sis, no. It just wasn't working. So everybody's kind of nervous to see how this is going to go and how this is going to play out. And especially with Aquarius singing, because God, I was ready for all the cats to start meowing, dogs barking and howling, and cans to be thrown from windows from the 1940s in New York. I was ready for that tease. But everybody did kind of decent, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'm kind of lying about doing kind of decent. It was really more like 2 or 3 people were really cutting up, and everybody else was okay. So, but we got to go through some things first here. Now, some things happened in the middle of the workroom that really I didn't care that much to go into, like with them getting ready and all that type of stuff. I want to get to Asia and the Vixens moment because that conversation was necessary. Beyond all belief, that conversation was necessary. God, that was necessary. Let's just get to the choreography first before I delve into that. Now, okay, Todrick Hall, you're back again. I wouldn't have been shocked to see Alyssa Edwards, but you know, we can only ask for so much. But Todrick made time from his busy schedule to come out here and help the girls. And a lot of his choreography, I'm not lying, it was strange to hear him say, we're going to do Beyonce Single Ladies. We're going to do Destiny's Child this moment. And I was like, so where is the Cher in this? Is that up to them to do the Cher-isms, or is this just reference points for the certain, I guess, the choreography that they're doing? Which I get, but it was like, so is this Beyonce's or is this Cher? And I may be being picky about this, but it was a little, why are we doing Destiny's Child, girl? But he still was getting them together. Now, a lot of them, it was a little, ooh, I don't know how this is going to go. Ooh, I'm not sure about that. Maybe it was a little Roxanne, I don't know. No, ma'am. I just didn't understand. Did I keep rhyming with that? We're going to keep going. Then Eureka gets out there. I'm sorry. Can I just do the choreography and not do the singing? Da-dun-dun. You got to do both. Okay. I know I'm beating it. I'm sorry, can I just do the choreography, not the singing? Okay, babe, I understand, but you got to do all of the together. Now, while that's happening, the vixen's over there. That got on my nerves. It got on my nerves. I was like, this is so childish. Stop it. Stop it. Please stop. Please stop. Because you are making yourself look bad. Nobody else but you right now, sis. Because I get Eureka. And then Eureka had to be the one. Can y'all stop huffing and puffing over there? Girl, you worry about you, Eureka. Because I feel you. Yes, that's annoying. But you worry about you, sis. Because really, you've already had your moment with her. You've said what you had to say. Focus on you. You got the storyline. They've given you the storyline. Trust me. Somebody was saying that on my live, too. They said they really are building this up for Aquaria and Eureka right now. And I kind of agree, because the other girls seem like a little filler, but not really. Like, they're giving them time. But it's really Eureka and Aquaria sometimes that get these moments, and I'm like, why aren't the other girls getting them? And when they do get them, they're going home. But these girls are getting the moments all through every episode. Not saying that they're not doing good. It's just, it feels like the editing is a bit one-sided sometimes. All the time, sometimes, however you want to put it. It feels that way. But back to the point. Eureka is still giving us, I wanna be this shredder. I was like, how come when you're standing you can sing, but girl, you're squatting, it's like, whew, all the air is out. I don't know. She may not have known the words. That's what it seemed like. But she continued to say, can I just do the choreography and sing? I do not feel comfortable doing this. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then we find out that Eureka has an anxiety and a fear of singing based on things that happened in her past with her father putting her in a situation where she was made to sing. And he didn't sing, and he was then in a physical altercation over him not singing because I guess his father felt embarrassed by the situation. And I know I've been there before with my father having to put me through something, and when he was mad that I didn't do it, it turned into something completely nasty. One of the dogs is clawing at the door because he wants to get inside. Hold on. I hear you. Okay, you're in the room now. What's going on? If you would let me pick you up, I would put you in this camera, but you know how you feel about being picked up. You like, don't do it. I'm sorry. Moment with the dog. Someone was like, feature the dog in one of your videos. Go to Instagram. They're always in the video. So that narrative, so again, it's like that story is important, but here goes that narrative that I feel the other girls are not getting these chances to talk about stuff. Again, Eureka could also just be more open to saying these things because she's been there before. So she knows how to utilize this time and what to say that is going to be important for her story to continue and to look good for her. Not saying she did it just to do that, but this is what is needed for television. We need storylines. We need something to work with here, okay? All right, so let's just get to it, girls, because I don't want to go too much deeper into what else happened other than let's get to Asia and the Vixen. Girl, when Asia O'Hara, thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you, baby, for pulling the Vixen aside. Now, I was assuming you were going to have a couple utensils with you to get some things together. I'm going to leave it right there, and you can take that for what it is. La, la, la. But she pulled her aside and talked about that attitude and how it's not going to work for her and how that is simply you're coming off as the bitter black queen. That is how you're coming off. And it's not, I get where your frustration's coming from, but from seeing people who have more privilege be put in positions to where it seems easier for them to win and much easier for you to fail. But that's not the case if that is always your narrative. Like, you make that your narrative sometimes. In certain cases, yes, that is true. That you are put in a position to fail. Absolutely. But other times, that's you placing yourself in that position before you even got there. When you did see something happen, when something went down the way you didn't like it, you now have put in your head, oh, they're just giving her this because she's that, and I'm just this, so F that. This person's not deserving of it. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It was all of that. Asia called her out on it, And then she further said, I don't want you to lie to yourself because I know you are, about you feeling like you don't care about this because you really do. And I said, thank you. Thank you. This is the same conversation that we have all the time, kids, when I talk to you about certain things that I've tried to get you to believe when it comes to learning to respond and not react to everything. For example, when I was mad at Eureka in that episode and I decided to come for her, like, body, that was a reaction. That wasn't me responding to my distaste for how she walked up on the vixen and how she was combative and how she was rude in that moment. I reacted to that situation and I went for the low. I went for the low. I will fully admit that. I should have responded better. And that's the truth. And the vixen's an example of that. She reacts. Oh, she's a good reactor, but she's not a good responder. And because of that, we lose the entire point that she's trying to make. Now, we didn't lose it the episode with her and Aquaria Girl because that was needed and necessary. I didn't lose it there. Now, if you don't agree with that, I understand, whatever. But for me, I was like, bravo, girl, you did that. When she went up against Eureka, okay, I get it too. Now, she started screaming at one point, and I was like, now, honey, she's not about to beat you up. I mean, y'all are on camera and y'all on contract. You want that check. Don't play the system. But when it came down to the last time she was back there and she was just going off on folks and then this whole extra bit, I was like, no, you're doing the most. You're doing too much. You need to calm down. This is no longer in a good place. You're making these nasty faces for no reason. No one's doing that but you. Stop it, sis. Stop it. But yeah, I don't hate the vixen. I don't hate any of the girls. I don't dislike them for any reason. Some of them I feel are really under the pressure and it's making them look bad for television. It's not a good story for them. And so they get to leave not being able to share what is really great about them. And we miss the whole point of their journeys. You know what I mean? Some of them left on good notes. Like Blair, even though it was sad to see her go and, you know, that horrible lip sync to Diana Ross, we got a good side of Blair. Blair was a sweetheart, and she's leaving a sweetheart. Miss Vanjie left first, and she's iconic now for Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. That's iconic. It is iconic, darling. Now, I don't know about Calorie. Monique, the heart of season 10, the ooh-ah-ah sensation, facts are facts. America, like, she's got a lot of good moments. And you take that. Dusty Ray Bottoms had a really great moment of talking about the conversion therapy he went through. Like, come on, kids. Like, you have to make the most of this platform. So, the vixen, I feel like after Asia talked to her, we got a different vixen for the rest of the episode. Maybe because she knew she was going home, but we did get a nice little side of her. It wasn't as nasty, and I was thankful for that. So before we leave and get to the Rusical, Miss Cracker has a moment and she shares with us after Asia asks the girls from New York, did you go to Broadway shows when you were living or while you're out there? While you're out there, when you're lit, girl? Come on, Matthew. Honey, she asked them a question if they went to the Broadway shows in New York, and Miss Cracker was like, no, I was dead poor. And I was like, oh. And then she explained how they were only allowed to watch TV for an hour. I could never. They weren't allowed to have toys. Everything that they had was something that they made themselves. And it really shows you how humbled Miss Cracker is. Like, everything that she's been through is what led her to this point, to who she is as a person, who she is as a drag queen, everything about her. And I thought that journey was amazing to hear that, you know, a lot of people don't take those moments and allow it to consume them. And she didn't do that. But it taught her something. And, you know, when she said she'd have to go to school and there would be no food in her lunch box and stuff like that. I mean, I could honestly tell y'all, there have been moments when I was growing up, not even like as a child. It was never as a child. It was always when we were teenagers because certain things happened in my family's life. When I went to school and I didn't have food to eat. I had friends who didn't even know what was going on, but were like, oh, Matthew must have forgot, we're going to hook him up. And you don't ever know what's going on in someone's life. You never know. So you don't judge them too quickly. You simply have to sit back, don't react, and respond. But it was great that Miss Cracker shared that moment from herself, and it lets you know who Cracker is and how humble she is as a person and where her creativity comes from. So God bless you, Cracker. I still think that you're not getting a good edit on this season, but it's okay. It's not okay, really. I love Miss Cracker. So let's get to the Rusical. I haven't really gone off topic. I'm proud of myself. Most of you are probably sitting there with your glass like, come on, Matthew, throw in a dang cartoon. I'll get there. Now, the lights turn down, new lights come up, RuPaul shows up. The wig and the dress was great. It was great. I did not like last week. I did not like it at all. It was a fool. But this week was cute. I like the color. I like the glitter that was in the ruffles. I lived. Now, the guest judges, oh, Lord forgive me. I don't have the man's name down, but he was on that show that Nene Leakes was on that didn't last but one season, that should have lasted more than 2 seasons. It was on NBC. In the comment section, y'all give me that show. I could not think of it for the life of me. But he was the husband. Were they married in that? I think they were married. And they had adopted this girl, right? Am I right? Yeah, they adopted this girl. Oh, God, I love that show. Was it called The New Normal? Was that it? I think it was called The New Normal. Why did that show not continue? It was so good. I thought it had great ratings. And Nene was good on the show. Another show that didn't make it that should have actually gone on longer. But yeah, he was on that show and he was good people. I've seen him on a couple of other things too. Can't think of the name of it. Y'all, I'm sure, will help me in the comment section. But Billy Eichner. Now, I know who that is. Why? Because he's one of my... I don't know. Something about him. I have a slight... celeb crush on him. Don't pay attention to me. Really, Matthew? I'm like, yes, really. Something about that gruffness to him with the beard and the fact that when he's doing comedy, he's so loud and just, something about him is just very attractive. So I don't know. And then he was also kind of attractive in American Horror Story too, when he was giving you that I'm the husband of what's her name from, what was that show on WB that used to come out? Oh, I can't think of it. She was on this show on WB from a long time ago. I need my long time ago fans to jump there. See, I told you I'd go off topic. And getting back to American Horror Story. And he was giving kind of hot teas in that a little bit. But yeah, so glad to see them there. I'm more excited that Alana and Abby are going to be on next week. We got Broad City girls are going to be on next week. Oh, I'm just excited just to talk about them. Broad City is one of the greatest shows, period. Oh, I'm still off topic. That's 2 times, 2 drinks. Okay. Told you it wouldn't take me long. Now, Cameron Michaels comes out and wears it out in the discussion. Girl, she gave you Cher. She gave you Cher, bitch. I was like, ooh, that's Cher. And her voice was great. She sounded really good. I find it interesting that Cameron always feels like she's not going to do well or that she just doesn't want to put herself in that headspace. And I get that because you don't want to have expectations for something that you're not quite sure of. And that's a good thing to have so that way you're never disappointed. I understand that. But, I mean, come on, sis. You were killing it. You were killing it, baby. It was great. Okay, now Monet did well, too. Monet did really good. I was like, oh, this may be Monet's win. I was like, oh, it's Cameron or Monet. After this, I was like, the first 2 came out and did that. I was like, all right, come on, 60s and come on the first variety show, Cher. You did that. Then the Vixen came out. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't good either. She was dancing, she was jucking and buck, she had the moves down, clap, clap, all that type of stuff. But she wasn't committed to the audience, and that is what I got too. When RuPaul said that, I was like, girl, agree. It was like she was doing the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but we weren't given eye contact, we weren't given exposure. And that's where I felt she lacked when she came out there. And that wig, I know Cher had a similar wig, but I couldn't take it. I don't think I liked Cher's hair when she did the whole thing of it, but it's still iconic. I'm sorry. She tried though. It wasn't terrible. Now, Aquaria came out there. Aquaria, it was almost like the Vixen and Aquaria were just in the same headspace where the choreography is there. It just wasn't Cher. She had a Cher moment with the whole cake being thrown. Oh, like all that type of stuff. Cute. But it just was a little lacking. But she looked good, as she always does. Now, after that, I hate this little notebook, child, because every time I look up and I continue to do what I do, it just flips through the pages, baby. Let me see here. Eureka was okay. Yeah, she was okay. It wasn't awful. It wasn't awful, but you could tell when she first stepped out, it was a no. It was like, girl, is she about to have a moment where she doesn't know the words? She stops what she's doing. She's going to look frightened the entire time. But as it progressed, you saw her become more confident with what she was doing. Maybe it's because she saw all the judges smiling at her versus looking like, this. So she got that sense of, okay, I'm doing well, I'll keep going. She needed that through the whole thing, but it wasn't terrible. It was a little dry at the beginning and then just sort of simmered on up. I didn't forget Asia. I did not forget Asia. We're going to get into that foolishness. Now, girl, boo, Wendy Testerberger, boo. Boo, Wendy Testerberger, boo. You didn't know the words? As professional as you are, I couldn't believe it. I was stunned and then had the nerve. Oh, let me get to Untucked later, girl, because I'm about to talk about how she tried it in Untucked. I was like, Asia, how can you go from giving the best advice in the world to then being a total brat in the back? I don't understand. But her share was poo. It was poo. It was Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo. That's 2 South Park references, kids. You better stay with me. Okay. I do love South Park. I'm sorry. It's still one of the greatest cartoons. It's so flippin' funny. And then we get to Miss Cracker. Girl, I liked Miss Cracker's share. I didn't understand why the judges were so hard on her share. I liked it. I thought it was cute. She was doing over the top share. She was giving you Jack McFarlane from Will and Grace meets Cher. You remember when Jack was sitting in the chair and Cher was right behind him and he had the Cher doll? Oh my God. one of the best episodes of Will and Grace. Should I do a video on Will and Grace and how much I love it? The older episodes, the newer ones, they're kind of funny, but it's not the same. But I still watch it because I'm a supporter. Okay, let me get back. But yeah, so remember when Cher, she was, if I could turn back time. And Jack said, no. It's, if I could turn back time. Time. You got a time in there. She tried to go get some help. Came back, did it again. No. And slapped him. Snap out of it. And he fell to the ground. Great episode. But Miss Cracker gave you that Jack McFarlane tease. And I liked it personally. I thought, oh, Miss Cracker may finally get a win. I said it's Cameron, Monet, and Cracker in the top. I was correct. Except they didn't give, actually, they gave Cracker midway reviews. They gave her mid reviews or whatever. They really gave Eureka a little bit more than Cracker. I thought that was interesting. I was like, what is going on here? But at the end of the Rusical, all the girls got it done. It was great. We need to talk about the runway. Everybody, think about all the runways so far this season. Is this your favorite runway this season, or do you have others from the season that were your favorite? Because this was my favorite runway. Girl, you said glitter, I said gay. You say glitter, I say okay. Like, yes. Cameron comes out, sickening. Cameron gave you Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tease, Erica Jane in a different realm. Like, you know how Erica Jane gives you that, I'm going to change this wig up and do a different kind of look. He gave me flat-chested Erica Jane, and it was sick. Ning. I thought Cameron looked good. Monet Exchange came out, giving you one little black ditty number, and she said, I'm going to give you my full body. Now, Miss Thing, let's be real. Monet, you needed a corset. You needed a cincher. You needed to be cinched. I'm not even going to lie. Yes, for body positivity, I get it. You needed to be cinched because you gave me DuckTales tease, girl. When I saw you turn around, I heard doop, 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 doop. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Okay, but all right, I'm gonna stop. She gave you DuckTales, woo! Like, it was Huey, Dewey, and Louie. It was that. I'm sorry. I was like, girl. It needed a censure because it was a sickening look. It was sickening until we saw the tape. I love how I didn't notice the tape until the judges pointed it out, and then the camera rolls back, tape, tape. I was like, oh, see, I would have just enjoyed them not telling me that, but yeah, she needed a censure. It was bad. It was just. It was like a moon. I don't know. It just, and I don't mean like a full. It was like a good old just see, at cat. You know, gave you that Sesame Street tease. I don't know, girl. I thought it was still a good look, but God, you just needed to just zoop it in a little bit. Zoop it in, sis. Zoop it in. The Vixen. Okay. All right. Now, we have talked about the Vixen pretty badly. And a lot of you don't like her a lot. But you got to give the Vixen that. That look was everything. It was everything. Everything. It was. Oh, it was. It was. I'm sorry, girl. That's how you do a glitter look. Even that little good old yaka wig and everything. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, bitch. I was gagged for filth. I was like, okay, there you go, Miss Thing. There you go. It was a good look. I loved it. It was good. I loved it. It's great, Vixen. Vixen, I'm not going to say nothing bad about that. That was snatched, honey. I was living. Aquaria could have low-key gone to the Met Gala ball. Am I lying? Because she was totally in the Catholic theme with that one. Did she literally glue, like, y'all need to help me with that. Was it literally her eyes shut, or was it just the lower parts that were so completely sequined out that it just, she could only look at the top part of her eyes? Like, it was so severe, but it was good. It was good. Now, am I going to give that boy body a pass? No, because that has been an ongoing theme. And I think that it wouldn't be fair for me to read Huey Duck, Monet Exchange, to Aquaria, I don't even know where to start with. I don't know. What read could I give Aquaria for that? Like, compared to the duck body, I mean, a walking stick? No, that's too easy. I mean, she gave you back scratcher tease. We'll do that. She gave you back scratcher tease. The top was great. Just everything was from the down from then on. No. Coat rack. There we go. She gave me coat rack, girl. When the hats are on top, you're like, look at all the hats, but there's nothing down below. There you go. We'll leave that. We'll leave that there. But it just was, I don't know. I like it. I still like the look, but I need her to give some kind of body. Like, some kind of body. Some kind of body. Not your body. Some kind of body. Because, you know, Aquaria is in that weight range. Not even that weight range. I'm not even going to go there. But she gives you that Violet tease. Does that make sense? Like, Violet still cinched. Violet gave you boy body every now and then. But she's cinched, girl. And I think Aquaria could do the same. And it would be a sickening look. So I want to see more of that from her, honestly. Because Aquaria is growing on me. But I need her to do a little bit more than just that. That's getting on my nerves a little bit. Who else am I getting here? Asia gave you the clown down. That was a cute look. I'm not going to lie. The shoes were a fool, though they were not. I'm thinking to myself, so you couldn't have just thrown something on that before you had left the house. Not left the house, the hotel, or before you got there, just said, oh, well, I'm going to have to let these shoes go, girl. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, when I tell you Michelle wouldn't let that roll, it was like, I love it, then your shoes. And it was like, I don't think it was that much of an illusion takeawayer, but I get it. It's like, if you're going to do glitter, do glitter. But did all of them have glitter shoes? I bet they didn't. So, but I thought that was cute. She had the paper hair that was coming out. It was a cute look. I liked it. It wasn't horrible. It was cute. And you know, Asia always has been giving us some different type of look too. It hasn't been full on gown. So I like that about Asia. I'm living for that. Eureka, honey, that was the best you've ever looked. Fight me on it. That was the best Eureka has ever looked. I have nothing bad to say about her entire ensemble. I don't. Michelle coming for her makeup, I wasn't mad about that. I thought that was interesting. The wig, that is the best the loaf has ever looked. Honey, I wanted some of that bread. Girl. The bodice, the way she did the entire mirrored glitter down look, it was on the money. And didn't I just say I wanted to see her do a gown? Look at God. Look at God. I just said if I see one more bodysuit, I was going to punch her in the throat. Miss Thing, you listen to me. I feel like this was all my doing. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, she looked amazing. It was great. It was great. It was great. And that gets us to Miss Cracker. This girl needs her dues. Miss Cracker is not getting her dues. You had a skull vomiting glitter on your face. And you mean to tell me, Michelle Visage, that because the eyelash wasn't on the part where the glitter had been thrown on her face from the throw up from the skull that she literally put on top of her head, that ruined the look for you? Get out of here. Go home. Go home. Bring back Merle. Because no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Michelle O. Well. Don't. I found that to be very nitpickish of you, and you could have done the same thing with a lot of the other girls on the stage. Honey, what the uff? What the uff was that? Miss Cracker looked damn good, and I'm going to fight y'all on that one. I'm sorry. I was like sickening. Oh. So, it's more of like two tops, was it like two tops, three middle, and two bottoms, right? So let's go ahead and just say that Cameron and Monet were in the top. Miss Cracker and Eureka were top-ish, but more in the middle because of certain things that happened, even though I thought Miss Cracker should have been the top and that they were just totally upset for no reason at her Cher impersonation. I found that to be like, what are you talking about? And then, of course, the bottom was Asia and the Vixen. But Aquaria was in the bottom three, and I thought that was weird. I was like, how did that happen? But then again, her Cher was not anything to be... It was nothing to be excited about. It was very Madonna. I was thinking of a Cher song, and I just couldn't get it out. By the way, my favorite Cher song is Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Cher. Okay. Now, the judges have deliberated. We already know how this is going. We just don't know who's going to win. Not a shock, but sort of like, okay, it's about time. Cameron wins the challenge. Cameron wins a hotel stay in Los Angeles. Or was it Beverly Hills at the Sofitel? I don't know. It looked like a nice hotel. So I was like, all right, Cam, come on, Tennessee Queen. You may step to the back of the stage. Everybody else is safe. Honestly, Monet probably would have won that had her outfit been better, girl. Because it felt like when Rue gave her that, your performance was so excellent, but your outfit was no. It was like, that was your win, sis. You messed that up. Sorry about it, but that's how the cookie crumbles. But then it was Aquaria, the Vixen, and Asia. And I'm thinking to myself, they would not make Aquaria lip sync. That would be silly. We know better. Miss Thing didn't even know the words. And this one over here was giving you 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. Not even looking at the people. Just choreography at a night class. So Asia and the Vixen have to lip sync. And thank you, God, it's a good song. Groove is in the heart. Oh, groove is in the heart. Listen, if y'all haven't heard that song, shame on you, because that's like one of the good ones, okay? That's like, girl, I hear that song daytime in bars, okay? Daytime, Sunday Fun Day at a brunch bar in good old Montrose in Houston, or I think I was in Atlanta too one time. And what place was I at? It wasn't Swingin' Rich. What place was that? I forget what street that is down there in Atlanta where all the gay bars are at, but it's the one that's right on the corner. It's like two of them are like right across the street from each other. One doesn't have an upstairs, and the other one has an upstairs. I'm talking about the one that doesn't have an upstairs. I gave you so much. For those who are from Atlanta, put it down below. I've been there many times and I still don't know the damn name. Anywho, they played that one time while I was in there and everybody was cutting up. So I was so glad they did that song. Now, the Vixen actually did a really good lip sync, but had this not been her third time and she had that already nasty, it's not my fault, it's their fault, rude type of atmosphere, I think that she could have stayed. But Asia was doing a good job too. But Asia was giving me club dancing, like, ha, groove is in the heart. Oh, it was a lot of that. Hey, it was a little, you know, she could have done a lot of stuff. It was interesting, but I enjoyed the lip sync. I thought it was really good. I wouldn't say it was the best lip sync ever. Hell no, but it was decent. Alas, Asia wins the lip sync, and the Vixen is sent home, honey. And she walks out to, well, I guess I'll run for president. No, baby, no. The Vixen has some words. She's a little bit sad about it, and you know, she's like, I hope I don't ruin or hurt any girls who are like me who want to be in this position by seeing me not win the crown and think that they can't win the crown. I'm like, Vixen, you already did a whole lot, girl. You got to episode 8. You won a challenge, Miss Thing. You're going home with a little coin, a little something in your pocket. Like, and you had some really good narratives and conversations that we had. Like, yes, you were combative. Yes, you were problematic. Yes, you were angry most of the time. Yes, you needed some moisturizer. Yes, you needed all those things. But guess what, bitch? You made us talk. You made us have a conversation about certain things a lot of people didn't even want to have. A lot of people got to uncomfortable places that needed to be there to have those kind of conversations. Girl, I was here for it. But your negativity is what really killed you. And that I will not ever live for with you. But I live for what you did as far as the conversations, the speaking, the talking, the moments that we needed to have in Untucked that you did, girl. You did that. To Untucked. Not too much with Untucked other than Cameron is like low-key, not trying to give y'all any energy. I'm not telling y'all how I feel. I always go in ready. I have the earpods in my head. I need to know the words. I don't know what's going to happen. Honey, I get it, but I'm like, feel excited at least once. Give us a little excitement, Cam. Come on, Cam. Give us a little excitement. I mean, shoot. I know when you're in the gym, you're not thinking, I'm not lifting enough weight. I know that. Like, come on now. You give us some excitement, Cam. Give us a little bit, because it was really killing me. Aquaria and the Vixen both were like, I mean, they didn't say anything bad about me. I'm like, but they did, though, for both of you. And the Vixen has done that several times in Untucked, where it's like, I don't know where I stand. I think I did pretty good. And, you know, I don't think they said anything bad about me. I'm like, were you there? Were you at the same runway I was at with the rest of the girls? Like, you didn't get good critiques. So it was interesting. Now, of course, Miss Cracker tried to tell Aquaria on the low that, well, not really on the low. She did that in front of people. But she was trying to say it in, I guess, the best way possible for her to understand, but it really did not come out the way she needed to. What she meant to say, and I'll translate it for you, is that she wanted Aquaria to be less boastic and not as arrogant towards her position in the competition and how she feels about every challenge that she goes into. Because it always seems that she's not fazed by anything, that she's got it in the bag, but then she won't have it in the bag. But then to me, I'm like, but Miss Cracker, that actually is a positive for her in a sense, because she keeps that good energy in her head that no matter what, I'm going to turn this out. At the same time, I get what you're saying. She's a little boastic about it. You know, I'm this, I'm that, I got this, I can do that, da-da-da-da-da, you know, boast. And she can be a little arrogant. I get it. But I think to Aquaria's defense on this, and I can't believe I'm saying that, you need to focus on you a little bit more. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of that, girl. It's a little bit of that. Just worry about what's going on there. Because you've been safe the whole competition. That's not right. I know, girl, you should have had one of them wins, but you've been safe. She's got 2. No? 1. 2? 1. 2. No, she's got 2. Yeah, okay. She's got 2. That's right. Two. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Baby. Is it Aquaria and Eureka that both have two? Honey. Ain't that something? But then we get to Asia. Asia, the Blame Game O'Hara. Girl, I couldn't believe they gave me glitter. Do you know how many sequins, how many rhinestones, how many beaded gowns, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da? And it was like, are you for real? Because your outfit wasn't bad. Your shoes were a fool, but your outfit wasn't bad. They just didn't like that your shoes wasn't right. No one really clowned you for your look, but now you're talking about how the glitter was messed up. Then you had the nerve to go into, well, no one knows movie Cher, so that's not fair. And anybody else that had been given this robe would have failed too. Hashtag put cheese on it because that was foolishness. No, ma'am. No. Boo, 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 boo. Cameron on the slick read her, girl. She says, that's why I didn't pick any of that, because it's cheap. And I was like, did y'all not catch that? She said it kind of low. That mic was on, though. But, yeah, I just thought to myself, like, come on now, girl. Like, get with the program. And Eureka, she was a little, I don't know, Eureka's kind of, it was a little phony when she went back there with Cameron and told her, well, you know, you're the only one who I see and get along with like that, and da-da-da. I'm like, girl, you've had that conversation with so many different girls. And then you went back there and said, well, I don't really care for the other ones, except for Monet. And then this and that. And it's like, no, be on it. Now, it just could have been maybe a lapse in her judgment. I mean, she was puffing a cigarette and also trying to listen to the song, too. But it just felt not genuine to me. I was kind of like, girl, I feel like you sit down with whoever and you say the same thing. And then you move on. But that's not how you really feel. But then again, I don't know. I'm just a person watching a television show, giving you my opinion, whether it matters or not. Honey, we'll see. But girls, tell me what you thought of the episode. Boys and girls all around the world. Again, what did you think of tonight? What do you think of the runway? What did you think of the Rusical? What did you think of RuPaul's look? What did you think of all the drama that went on? Are you here now for the Vixen after that whole turnaround from Asia? Are you still not here for her? What about the other girls? Who are you not liking now? Who are you loving? Who would you like to see in the top 4? I think we already know how this is playing out because the editing is very clear. But, hey, it's one of my favorite shows. I live and breathe for RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm still going to. Everybody who's like, I'm tired of the show. I'm like, you're still going to watch, though. You're still going to watch. Because this is entertainment. It's still good TV. And it's great to see something with gay figures, gay people on television doing something. Whether they're in drag or whether they're doing something else. Again, I want more shows on television with more people of color personally because there's a lot of shows that don't show that, and it's been a while since Noah's Ark, and I'm not lying when I say that. It's been a while since Noah's Ark, since we've gotten one of those kind of shows, honey. But, you know, we need more of it on television. I'm not pushing an agenda. It's just how I feel. That's what I want for my entertainment. All right, kids, I'm done here. This has been your boy, Matty Rants. There will be part 2 to the episode 8 of the Matt and Mars show will be uploaded Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll talk to y'all later, kids.